We're here to celebrate 10 years of the European Research Council. So there's over 40 ERC grant holders in Heidelberg University, over 30 at the Life Sciences. We discovered new ones while we organized the event, actually. So it's been a big success. This whole week is dedicated for all over Europe to celebrations of this event. I want to start my tale back in 1956 at a wedding in Greece, right? A beautiful island in Greece, where, you know, those of you who maybe remember the opening scene of Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life, you know, you remember that wedding there on the island of Santorini. And you can picture that, right? That's a beautiful wedding, 1956. And at that wedding, a 16-year-old boy met a 50-year-old woman, right? And they got talking, and the boy really fell in love with her eyes, right? As 16-year-old boys do, maybe. The 50-year-old woman wasn't really in love with the boy, but she was totally struck by his capacity and his curiosity, right? And his enormous talent. And they kept talking for hours and hours, and she actually got back to his parents' place and talked to him again for an entire day. And at the end, she was a philanthropist. She offered him a fellowship to go and study in the United States, right? And so the guy went off to Cornell, studied at Cornell, went on to do a PhD at Harvard, and right after his PhD got a professorship and became the youngest professor at the time at Harvard, right? Yet he promised that woman to go back to Greece, right? Because she said, I'm not doing this because I like you. I do that because you have talent, and I want to foster talent, because if you foster talent, you'll do good for the world and for Greece. And the only thing I'll ever ask is to come back to Greece and give back to your country, right? But then he got that offer from Harvard, and he said, damn, should I go back to Greece, right, in the 60s to do science? And she said, no, you know, you should do science, because no matter where you do science, you'll benefit the world, and you'll by benefiting the world, you'll also benefit Greece. Right? Yet he lived up to his promise, and he founded actually an institute, beautiful institute, outside of Heraklion, that actually looks a bit like a Minoan temple on the hills up on the Mount Ida, where the almighty Zeus was born, right, according to Greek mythology. And he also came back to Europe, here to Heidelberg in 1993 to become Director General of the EMBL, right? And during his stay as a Director General at EMBL, he obviously had to deal with a lot of European politicians, and he primed them that the way European science is funded is maybe not at its most optimal, right? And he was seeding the thoughts of generating the European Research Council, and then in 2005 became its founding president. Right? So unfortunately, Fotis cannot be here with us today, right? But I think it's kind of sobering that we're all here in such amazing masses because of a wedding back in 1956.